All right. Yeah. So we are officially live again. We are on YouTube.
Hello, YouTube. All the wonderful peoples out there. Guess we get this thing started, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. Oh well. Go ahead, man.
All right.
You get to do your, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I'm completely all lost today. My brain. I can't even talk. I'm so stressed out from my job. That's terrible.
Let's just use that as the intro. Just like people just like come on. First thing they hear is, "I am so stressed out at my job.
My job is making me go freaking insane."
Ours does the same thing to all of us, so don't feel bad. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 8 of Spectator Mode. I am your host, JJ Pietro Joshua Jeremiah, and I am joined on the line by the man who apparently wants to burn the world down because of the world of IT that he works in, Mr. Keith Mitchell. What's going on, man?
I am just so damn defeated today. I mean, I literally am so defeated. I really apologize. Don't work in IT. Don't work in IT. It will kill you. It is soul crushing. It is. Oh my God, it is.
I will say IT might be soul crushing, but still it's not as soul crushing as a call center. Take that from me personally.
Well, IT is also a call center, so yes.
Well, this is true.
Yes.
All right then. Moving along. Also joining us on the line is Diego Perez. What's going on, my friend?
Video games are cool.
They are. You know what they also help with? Relieving stress from the world of IT.
I haven't played a game at all today.
Well, just go into Sekiro and just pretend that everything in that game is your VM customer and just stab it to death with knives. Pointy knives would burn with the fires of 1,000 evils.
All right.
No.
Oh.
No. Well, I thought I was being helpful. Anyway, we got some topics to get to today.
We got a latecomer here. Our Aussie decided to join up. He's coming in a couple minutes later. He's running late, but he will be here. So yay! We do have 4 people today.
Hey, look at that! Surprise Aussie.
Surprise Aussie. Surprise Aussie.
Surprise.
I like that. All right. So as you were saying, we've got a couple topics today, and of course, as you know, we always go off topic because that's just what we do. But
us, never. What are you talking about? We stick to the script around here. We don't add Aussies in the middle of a podcast. We don't do any of that.
We just did. We just literally did. So you're
making
wrong.
A liar out of me.
Anywho.
Yeah, anywho. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and
Did
Sekiro.
You say Force?
What's that?
Did you say Force?
No.
Okay.
Star Wars.
I heard Force. I was like, wait, Star Force. Again, ignore me. Oh God.
Star Force was a great Mega Man anime, all right? Star Wars is something I've never watched, but I at least know how to pronounce the name of something that George Lucas made millions off of. All right. So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Sekiro sell 2 million copies in just 10 days.
Well, no, Star Wars didn't. Star Wars is something else we're going to talk about. That was my fault for putting things together.
Well, Keith,
Star Wars is not out yet. God.
Yeah, the game's not out.
Dude.
If it sold 2 million this soon.
I'm looking at the notes. It literally says News Blast Star
but they're
Wars,
separated. They're
Jedi
separated.
Fallen Order. Then you have a / Sekiro that's followed by sells 2 million copies in 10 days.
They're separated.
That / tells me both Star Wars and Sekiro sold 2 million copies in 10 days. All right.
No.
I am not a Star Wars fan. I do not pay attention to that. I know. Revoke my geek card. Whatever.
It's fine. It's fine. We know William Shatner. He was the captain. He was the last Jedi. Something.
Use the Force, Harry, says Gandalf.
God damn it. But anyway, like you said, Sekiro sold 2 million copies in 10 days, which is, I don't want to say astounding, but it's great for the game because all the people were out there complaining, oh, this game is too hard. We talked about this last week. Game is an amazing game. It's a fantastic game. It's not a Dark Souls game. It's its own self-contained hack and slash game, and it's fun. And I'm glad that From Software managed to pull another amazing game out of their hat, and that Activision is sitting there going, excellent. this game is doing exactly how I wanted it to do. Which means we'll see DLC hopefully down the road.
Yeah, QTT6 is burning up that damn world record. I mean, he started off at like 56 minutes. Then he got a personal best at 29:50 yesterday. And saying with the new strats that a sub 29 is actually possible now in that game. And I know what you're going to do, Keith.
I don't say shit.
Complain.
No.
Complain is the easiest ending.
No.
You don't understand how speedruns work.
I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it. I stopped. I was going to say he would probably do better if he actually used optimal setups. Stop using things that don't work on certain bosses.
Yeah, but that's not how speedruns work. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if a weapon is effective against a boss. If you can glitch it, it doesn't matter what weapon you're using.
The dude's using Mortal Blade on a boss it does nothing against.
So, someone used a twig against Ganon on Breath of the Wild. What's your point?
Well, the twig had no point. Anywho, I don't care about Sekiro anymore. I mean, I like the game, but I've moved on from that. I want to talk about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, me too.
And the reason why I want to talk about this game is the fact that not only is this game being developed by Respawn Entertainment, but this is coming from the company that made easily one of the single most amazing first-person, campaign-driven narrative games of our generation with Titanfall 2. You still have not played it, Josh.
No.
Okay. Secondly, they confirmed that this game has no multiplayer, no microtransactions, and that it will be a single player affair. Thank you. Because that's exactly what I wanted to hear. And for everybody else going, well, single player games suck and there's not a big focus on single player games anymore. They don't sell well. I can guarantee you this game is going to sell even if it sucks. But with Respawn behind it, I sincerely doubt that's going to be the case. Diego?
It's going to be good.
This game is going to be amazing.
Talent team. It's going to be so good.
You know, and they have so many people that know their stuff in regards to telling an epic story working on this game. And the fact that we haven't even seen the game yet, we'll find out more about it tomorrow. Which I really wish I was there to see this. I mean, they'll stream it. I think they're streaming it, and I think we're going to see it. But if not, I know a fair amount of gaming magazines and websites will be there to cover the game.
I'm sure it's just going to be a story trailer or something tomorrow.
I really hope so, because I cannot wait for this.
Gameplay will be at E3.
You think? I think they'll show something tomorrow. Yeah. They have to.
Maybe a little teaser, but like the full blown out gameplay reveal will probably be EA Play.
Yeah, you're probably right. And kicking myself again because like I'm not going to E3 again this year. I need to get back, but you know, finances, and I don't feel like being broke. Let me open up my notes.
Why do you want to go to E3? Isn't it like the Microsoft conference now because everyone else is just like bowing out?
No,
yeah, just
I wouldn't say that.
Inside Xbox. It's
fun to be there because it's just the experience. The experience, getting access to games that you normally wouldn't able to play. It's not as intimate as it used to be because they opened it up to the public. But it's still my first time going in 2017. I really enjoyed it, except for all those people getting in my way. No, that was not fun. That part sucked.
So everything was great except for the people.
Okay, yeah. yeah. I'm not gonna lie. When I was trying to get through stuff, like get to the Destiny 2 game and get to these other games that are coming out, and they were like, "Oh, it's for press, check it out," and then they get bombarded with all these people from the public. It's like, well, you told me to come over and check this out, but I got this guy and that girl and that chick and everybody else in the way. I can't make it, which is why I didn't go last year. But I kind of want to go this year. And if not this year, I definitely want to go next year because next year we're going to see the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, that's next gen
Xbox. I want to see. I have to be there next year. But again, that's neither here nor there. And we're talking about the new stuff today. I'm trying to get back to my notes here because I'm just so frustrated from work right now. I can't think straight. Okay, so we talked about Jedi. We talked about Sekiro. Yakuza Kiwami 2 is coming out for the PC next month. I have not been a fan of the Yakuza series until I played it for the first time on the PlayStation 4. And then I just fell in love with it. And then I waited to pick up all the games for the PlayStation because I wanted to play them on the PC because Zero came out on the PC, then Kiwami 1 came out on the PC, and after that came out, Sega really started saying, hey, we're going to bring more of these games out to the PC platform. Which games do you want to see? And of course, everybody's like, we want all the games on the PC. Let's go, Sega. So Sega was like, all right, we got you. So now Kiwami 2 is coming out for the PC next month. 16:9 and ultra widescreen resolution, 4K, uncapped frame rate, controller customization. I don't know what else to say other than these are amazing story-driven games. The combat in the game is fun. It's just a lot of goofy stuff that you normally wouldn't see. And on top of that, we're still getting Judgment.
Yeah, not delayed.
You know, Sega is like, I'm still mad at them. I haven't forgiven them for no new Virtual Fighter, and I haven't forgiven them for not bringing over Phantasy Star Online 2. But they are doing great right now. We'll never forgive them for Phantasy Star. I'm a big Phantasy Star fan. I really want that game over here, but I know it's never going to happen. So I've pretty much given up on that. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not going to complain too much about that. However, you know what? I talk too much. I'll let Diego go because I know he wanted to say something about that. I think you mentioned you were a fan of the series as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I love these games. They're very Diego video games. They're like they're story driven. Like they have Yakuza games do a really good job at balancing their tone because like at one point you could be playing in a bowling alley to win a chicken to manage one of your real estate properties, and then the next moment it's a really, really serious melodramatic meeting between officers. Like I don't know how you can go from that in a 5-minute period and for it to all make sense. And those games are so good. Please go play them.
Don't forget the training the dominatrix how to talk to her customers.
Oh, that was such a good sub story. They're all
like,
good.
It's like, what the hell am I doing here? Those games are so good.
Man, and the mini games are phenomenal.
Yes, I was about to say the mini games are great.
Yeah, Kiwami 2 is like probably one of the best ones in the series. My favorite is 0, but 0 and 2 are probably the best.
What mini games? I don't remember. I didn't play Kiwami 2 on the PlayStation 4. I think is it Outrun one of them?
Outrun, I don't remember if it makes a return in Kiwami 2. It probably does because the Sega arcades in Yakuza, they always have the modern ones and then the retro ones. I think
look that up.
Outrun's in it. If not, I think Hang On's in it for sure because Hang On's in most of them.
Because I know Will reviewed it for us. I'm not sure which ones were in there, but I know there's some really weird games in there. So all I gotta say is I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't finished 0 on the PC because it was broken, but they fixed it. So I have to go through and play it, and then I gotta go and play through Kiwami. And I know these games are like 60 plus hours.
Yeah,
so
they're long.
I better get a move on.
God, they're so good.
Yeah, they are.
Kiwami 2 is the toilet minigame too. Oh, classic.
I was just looking at that. I was looking at this. The title is Kiwami 2 minigame list includes peeing, golfing, and more. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, you play a little game while you're using the urinal. It's awesome. These are games about hardened Japanese gangsters, by the way.
Yes. The Japanese mafia. Yes.
And they play urinal games.
I mean, if you got to go, you got to do something while you're going, I guess, you know.
Fantastic games. I'm so glad they got attention recently. Like 0 really blew up in a way I don't think anybody thought it would. Because that came out like the same day as Resident Evil 7 did, and people were like, I'm playing Resident Evil because I'm not going to play this weird Japanese Grand Theft Auto thing, even though that's not what that game is at all.
Yeah, I really hated when people were making the assumptions that was going to be like Grand Theft Auto, and I'm glad that the games got the recognition they deserve over in the West. Because there's some great games, like you said, and 6 is over the top.
6 is so great. I'm still waiting for 3, 4, and 5 to come out on PS4 here.
You think they'll come?
Eventually, yeah, because they didn't say anything about Kiwami and Kiwami 2 coming to the States, but then eventually they did. 3, 4, and 5 are still coming out in Japan on the PS4, but I feel like once they're all out, they're going to come over here in a collection probably.
That would be nice.
Because they're not remaking them, it's just HD remasters because they're PS3 games that made a lot of work. And I'm not paying $60 for like a 10-year-old PS3 game. But I'll pay for all of them together.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. So yesterday, Acer went to New York and they showed off a brand new 4K 144 hertz monitor. I'm sorry, a 43-inch 144 hertz 4K HDR monitor, and I saw it Well, first of all, I got pissed off because Acer didn't invite me out there. And secondly, I saw it and I was like, holy crap. Because as you guys may or may not know, NVIDIA announced a while ago, they have their big format monitors or TVs. They call it the BFGD. And it's not big in gaming display. It's big freaking gaming display. And those things are like $5,000. They're huge. Acer isn't going that route. They're giving us 43-inch 4K 144 hertz gaming monitor, and they're telling us it's going to be priced at $1,300.
Wow, I actually guessed 2,000.
So exactly, everybody was thinking it's going to be that much, but it's cheaper. So look at it this way: I paid $1,000 for my how big is this damn monitor? 34-inch Alienware 1440p monitor, curved. And this is going to be $200 more, or $300 more. So, and it's coming out this summer. So I've already decided that this bad boy is going up on a shopping block. It's going up for sale. This thing is flawless. There's no scratches. There's nothing on it. So if you hear this podcast and you want a monitor, talk to me, because this is going and I'm getting that. And if I don't sell this monitor, I'm still buying it. My wife is going to kill me. There's no stopping me. The only thing I don't like about this is it does not have G-Sync, which is problematic. It does say it's an adaptive sync display, which doesn't really say that it's, AMD's FreeSync either. And NVIDIA hasn't said anything if it's going to be certified to work with the GeForce cards, which is part of the problem. Because if it's not certified to work with a GeForce card, the card's not really useless, but you're not going to see a lot of performance out of it as well, as I understand it. So we'll have to wait and see. But if you're curious, the monitor's called the Predator GC437KP. It'll be shipping in Japan soon, and then North America by the summer. I really want that. 144 hertz refresh on a 4K monitor. And it got to make me wonder who else is bringing out something like this. Because I think NVIDIA has a really good idea with their the BFGDs. But at $4,000 to $5,000 a pop, I don't know. I think that's something only the big ballers, the big enthusiasts, or the YouTube streamers, or the influencers are going to be able to pick up, unless you really don't care about dropping $5,000. I mean, it doesn't even do 4K, so it's kind of weird. This one looks like it's a great compromise. I just don't know about it does. It is a VA panel. Okay, cool. So it's not IPS. It is a VA panel. That's actually not bad. Yeah, I'm looking at this. 3 HDMI ports, display port, a Type-C port. And it does 1,000 nits of brightness, which is actually really cool. Comparison, most HDR monitors in that price range are anywhere from 400 to 600 nits, and this does 1,000. So I don't know if Acer is just taking a hit on this because they want to get this out there, or what. Yeah, I'm gonna buy this. I might be dead doing it. So I'm just gonna put away more money. I'm gonna work more overtime that I haven't already worked enough of, and just put this away. So the time it comes out, I'm like, yep, it's mine. Thank you. 43-inch monitor on my desk, and it'll be glorious.
Well,
all right, I'm done. I'm done salivating. I'm sorry.
I get the mop. You're kind of sitting in the puddle there.
Holy shit. I like that. I like the way it looks. I'm so mad at you, Acer. Come on, man. We're in the tri-state area. Invite us out to check out your cool stuff. Maybe we have to have like 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Make it happen, people.
I was actually just about to say that. Well, once we get like 100,000 subscribers, we'll probably get invited out. So yeah, if you're listening, please hit that subscribe button. Click the bell. Get those notifications. We're live every Friday, 8 p.m. Come join us.
Do it.
Do it. All right, so I guess that moves on to topic number 2. My turn to actually exercise the old vocal cords here because talked about it.
Just keep talking too much. I got it. I'm shutting up. I heard that.
Yeah. So essentially, a couple weeks ago, we talked about Hearthstone's Rise of Shadows expansion. Well, it's finally live. I got a chance to sit down and play through it. And I got to say, thank you, Blizzard, for making Gen and Baku Hall of Fame cards. Because I did not run into a single odd paladin, a single even paladin, and a single odd rogue in all of my ladder climbing experience because they don't exist anymore.
Wait,
Thank you
did
so
you
much.
say M'Baku?
Baku the Moon Eater.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, wait. Never mind. I'm not gonna do it. You'll yell at me. Never mind. Disregard. Keep going.
Yeah, so Blizzard addressed a problem in the Witchwood, which is the first expansion of 2018. They introduced Gen and Baku. Those are two cards where if your deck only had even cost cards or odd cost cards based on whichever legendary you had either an upgraded hero power or your hero power costs 1 to compensate the offset of having even or odd cards. And it gave rise to some really, really overpowered decks to the point where 2 expansions later into 2018, no one was using any new cards. They came out with 270 cards and barely any of them were used because it kept playing Odd Paladin, Odd Rogue, and Even Paladin. And they were just still winning at a 60+% win rate. And Blizzard's like, yeah, we're not going to go through another year of releasing expansions and no one using any new cards. So they did something unprecedented. They Hall of Famed Baku and Gen, which means they're now only playable in wild format, not standard. And they weren't supposed to rotate out until next year. So they rotated them out a year early and essentially pushed the reset button on the meta. And oh my God, what a difference it made. I'm actually having fun in Hearthstone again. And it's the beginning of an expansion. It's been out for roughly, it came out the 9th, so it's about 3 days now. The meta is still getting defined. There's many people still playing different decks and experiment. Great time running so many different cool new decks.
Wow, we lost you for a second there.
Oh, really? That's
yeah.
weird.
I felt like you sound like you walked away with your microphone for a second, just for a split second.
Well, it's right here. I didn't even move it, but anyway. Just to reiterate, the meta's been reset. There's some brand new cool decks out there. People are just playing whatever they think is cool to see what's actually good, what's not. So there's really nothing defined as of yet. And that's the most fun time you can have in Hearthstone when everything is random. You're queuing up into something, you don't know what you're going to be facing, and you just keep learning what these decks are capable of. Like, hell, someone discovered just yesterday there was a 32-point like one turn kill damage deck with Rogue. And then it takes a while to set up the combo, but it's there and it's glorious. I haven't played that deck yet. I have fallen in love with Bomb Warrior, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hatred for saying that because it seems like it's a flavor of the week deck. But Bomb Warrior is a great tempo deck. It has great control aspects in the early game. And in the late game, it just basically either kills your opponent with the combination of Dr. Boom, Mad Genius, and Blastmaster Boom, or you basically just, hope that your opponent draws the bombs they put in your deck, and then they basically explode for like 20 damage if they get 4 in a row and they die. So it's really cool. I'm having a lot of fun with that. I tried out some of the other decks. I tried out the new Dragon Paladin deck, and I kind of see where they're going with it, but it's not really all that great. I would say probably it's like maybe a tier 3, at best a tier 2 deck. Not something you're going to really find competitive in the meta unless someone actually, spices it up a little bit. Silence Priest, I have not tried, but I have lost 3 games in a row to a Silence Priest, which is a really powerful deck. I'm going to see that as tier 1. One deck that I have played with is Big Mage, which makes use of the new legendary Khadgar, where if you summon a minion, Khadgar will go ahead and summon 2 extra copies of it. So you play that on turn 10 along with the spell which discovers a 6-cost minion, and you basically just flood your board with an unbeatable combination. It's actually really fun to play. I've actually had my fair share of losing to that deck as well. So a lot of good stuff coming out. Still have to wait and see how the meta is shaping up. Right now on hearthpwn.net, they actually have like a tracker of like what's the best daily win rates, and it's like all over the place. Like you're seeing brand new decks being at the top of the win rate ladder like every single day, and it's absolutely beautiful to see. But yeah, if you haven't played Hearthstone in a while because you just got sick of facing the same decks over and over on ladder, now is a good time to jump back into the expansion and just get your feet wet again. And especially with the meta shifting around right now, it's absolutely beautiful. Hell, I even actually tested out a deck for Bomb Warrior in Wild, which makes use of some pretty cool combinations. And it's even more overpowered in Wild than it is in Standard. But, while it has a lot of different cool things going on for it, since you can use all the cards in Hearthstone's history, and you get some really wild decks out of there, hence why the name is Wild. But yeah, just wanted to get that little bit of a rant out of the way because I'm really enjoying this expansion pack. I think this is the most fun I've had in Hearthstone in quite some time. And with that reset button, it feels like a fresh, brand new game again. And yeah, want to get back in there and play some more probably tonight with the podcast. So definitely check that out if you're a card game fan in general.
Now, you know what? I'm going to disregard the thing you just said because you sound like you're very excited for that one. However, you being a trader, you also went back to World of Warcraft, and you were telling me something that about an upcoming patch that has the ability to change the way the game is, maybe entice some people to come back. Not me, but other people. Could you elaborate on that one?
Yeah, so essentially, Battle for Azeroth, as you know, has been really underwhelming.
Yes.
We had the discussion a while back on the podcast where it felt like they took everything that they did in Legion, copied and pasted it to BFA, and then neutered everything to make it not fun. That's essentially the gist of what's happened. One of the biggest complaints has been the way Azerite armor works. So to give you a quick rundown, you have a neck piece called the Heart of Azeroth. You gain Azerite power through world quests and dungeons and all that fun stuff, and your neck gains levels. That's all it does. So why does the neck gain levels? You have your head piece, your shoulder piece, and your chest piece as Azerite armor. And each one of those pieces has specific traits on there. And those traits unlock based on what level your neck is. But not all pieces of gear have the same traits. So like 2 pieces of Azerite gear in your chest slot could have different traits. So you're now basically scrambling to find out what your best in slot trait is. And that was a chore, especially when the sources of Azerite gear were very, very few and far between. And not only that, but since there were so little choices on the gear, basically only 3 choices, you really were pigeonholed into trying to find that one piece of gear that had the best trait because the other ones just didn't compare and there wasn't any room for flexibility. So in 8.1, Blizzard tried to put a band-aid on that, and it kind of sort of worked, but kind of didn't. So they put 5 traits on Azerite gear instead of 3. So now there's a higher chance that your best in slot traits will be on the gear. And they put an Azerite vendor in there, so where you basically get this new currency called Titan Residium, and you save up enough, and you can either buy a token, which will give you a random piece, or you can save up a lot of Titan Residium and actually get your best in slot piece that's actually targeted and focused. So you can basically get the specific piece you're looking for like 6,000 and change Residium. It's a lot. It takes about maybe 5 to 6 weeks to save up that much if you do a high-end Mythic Plus and get a ton out of your chest every Tuesday. So it was an okay fix, but people still were not happy with it. So in 8.2, they're completely revamping the entire Azerite system. Now the traits are going on the neck piece itself. It works like the glyph system used to back in... When the hell did they even have glyphs? Cataclysm, Mists of Pandaria, something like that. You have your major glyphs. Yeah, major glyphs, minor glyphs, and stuff like that. Your major glyphs are actually going to give you new permanent abilities that go into your spell book, which will add new abilities to your class and change the way that you do your rotations, kind of like how the Legion artifacts did. The minor glyphs, or minor essences as they're calling them in this case, will give you passive abilities, which you don't have to worry about. They just activate. Now, the Azerite gear will still have traits on them, and since your Azerite neck will probably be at 50, which is the max level right now, you'll just unlock all the traits immediately. You don't have to worry about leveling up your neck, and the traits, instead of being, I guess, like best in slot, they're going to be themed around the raid or the dungeon that you're doing, so that you actually have complementary abilities to help you in those environments. So they're not going to be putting the focus on the gear itself for your best in slot stuff. It's just going to be on your neck. And you can respec your neck for free without any cost, as long as you are in a rest area, or you can use a Tomb of Clear Mind, which is the same thing to respec your talents out in the world. So you can actually respec it on the fly. And that way you can customize your neck for PvP, for world questing, for raiding, for professions. You know, they have different abilities and different essences for pretty much every aspect of the game. And you can respec it on the fly to help whatever you're doing with. So it's a lot more flexible in that case. So I think that's a really good system. A lot of people are happy with that. but it's just a tip of what they're actually doing in 8.2. The second thing is they're not giving us one, but two brand new zones. Nazjatar, which is the home of the Naga, and Mechagon, which is the home of the Mechanomes.
The what?
And, yeah.
Really?
So there's two completely different ways you actually go about both these zones. The Nazjatar is your more traditional zone. There's going to be world quests in there. There's going to be the war campaign quest line. But you're going to run into some new factions there, and you actually have to start building bases in Nazjatar, and it's going to lead up to getting the Spear of Suramar, which is going to be a powerful artifact to break the gates of the raid dungeon, which is Azara's Eternal Palace. So yes, we'll be going to fight Queen Azara once that opens up, and have all that glory to us after that. But there's going to be some systems on the island, or the systems in Nazjatar, which are going to change up, the way you quest. For example, when rare quests spawn, they basically will have a monster you fight, but they're going to have different affixes every single time they spawn. So it might be the same monster in name and model, but they're going to be a completely different fight every time you go and fight them with different rewards. So they're going to have like these cool little things that affect, the world like that. In Mechagon, however, they're completely doing a new type of questing system. It kind of works like your garrison, where there's going to be like 3 visitors coming there every single week. However, those 3 visitors are going to basically be randomized every time, and based on which visitor is there, they're going to change the way that the landscape operates. So it's going to be a different experience every single week when you go there. There's a new profession called tinkering that you'll be picking up, and it's only usable on Mechagon. You can basically build your own mounts in there, build your own pets. You can build like different types of grenades and bombs you can take into the world and into raids, which will aid you in DPS and damage. You have all these different cool little features you can actually build up. And also there's a new, I think it's an 8-boss mega dungeon on mythic level difficulty for 5 players, which is the Mechagon dungeon itself.
It sounds like they have really tried to get people back into the game. That update does sound very appealing. Do you think it's enough to bring people back? I mean, it sounds like it could, but like, say for example, me, I've been playing WoW, and I pretty much got burnt out, and I don't think at this point anything's ever going to pull me back in. Plus, they kind of took my character's name and somebody else has them. That also pissed me off. But do you think it's enough to bring people back into the game?
I think so. I actually think so, because believe it or not, 2 zones, a mega dungeon, a raid, and Azura revamp is still just the tip of the iceberg. Flying is unlocked in 8.2. And when flying is unlocked, it's also unlocked for Nazjatar and Mechagon. So unlike the Argus extra zone that we got in Legion, where it was just ground mounts only, you can actually fly into new zones. So there's that. There is also the new mount equipment slot. And this is pretty cool. They realized that people have hundreds upon hundreds of mounts, and every time a new expansion comes out, they get all ignored because everyone uses the Water Strider, because it has the ability to walk on water, and it's the easiest way to get around until flying unlocks. Well, they didn't like that. So in 8.2, the Water Strider is losing its water walking ability.
What?
However, you're going to get, if you own a Water Strider, a free mount equipment, which will make every single one of your mounts water walking.
That's pretty cool. Okay.
So you can do that. There's also equipment that will make you unable to get stunned off your mount when riding through mobs.
Oh, thank God. That was a pain in the butt.
Yep. There is, actually trying to see where the almost are. I think they only mentioned those 2. Yeah, I think it's just those 2, but there's going to be more added in the future. I don't know if they're going to be adding extra equipment slots. Right now, there's only 1, so you basically have to make a choice as to if you don't want to get dazed or if you want to basically water walk and stuff like that. But you can actually now finally customize all of your mounts with 1 basic, item to make them, I guess, more interactable with the world. So that's really freaking cool. In addition to that, of course, they're doing stuff for PvP as well. They're bringing back Ashran from Warlords of Draenor. It's now an epic battleground. They're giving us a new arena map, which they are calling the Robodrome. I don't know what that looks like. There's no artwork for it yet. So they're doing stuff for that, and they're also bringing some so far untold enhancements to the world PvP system they have on. So if you turn on war mode, there's going to be some extra cool stuff, because right now it's basically just kill the enemy faction, and at some point a plane might fly overhead and there's going to be like a supply drop, and then you run over to it and kill their people, and that's it. That's all they have to war mode right now. There's really no big incentive outside of the 10% extra rewards you get from completing world quests while PvP flagged. So they realize it's a little bit on the dull side, and they're going to do some improvements that they have not talked about yet in 8.2.
All right. Well, it definitely does sound interesting. Well, hopefully they can get their subscriber count back, because I know a lot of people were like, WoW is dead. No, we know WoW is far from dead. It still has one of the biggest subscriber counts of pretty much any online game outside of first-person shooters. We won't talk about those games. But subscriber count, it's still doing pretty good. And it's still doing better than a whole crap ton of other MMOs. So I have no doubt that WoW will pick up. I guess it had to happen at one point or another, right?
Yeah. And one thing that's not going to be in 8.2, but Ian actually talked about, and if you don't know who I'm talking about Ian Hazzikostas, the game director for World of Warcraft. He actually finally came to terms with the community and flat out stated that they understand that people are getting upset and stressed out every time an expansion comes out, and systems keep getting reset, that classes keep getting reset, and it feels like a brand new game every single time. They've now realized that there needs to be more permanent systems and solutions in the game, with the understanding that down the line there could be some imbalance and stuff like that. So it sounds like possibly maybe later this expansion, or maybe even 9.0, when we possibly get the quote-unquote Black Empire expansion that they're hinting towards, it could finally see systems carrying over from one expansion to the other, and finally they're expanding upon them. So keep your fingers crossed. That would be like the ultimate dream right there.
Yeah, we'll wait. We'll have to wait and see about that one. But again, it does sound interesting. I'm still not coming back. I've decided I'm not coming back. It does sound good though. While you were talking about that, I was reading about something, and this is actually pretty exciting. So I need to let people know about this. About a week and a half ago, maybe it's about 2 weeks now. For those who pay attention to the esports scene, Philly Fusions is an Overwatch team based out of Philadelphia. Well, apparently, if they're getting one of the first dedicated esports arena in North America, which is really exciting for me because Philly is 20 minutes away from me, which means when this place gets built, I get to go down there and check it out. So not only will they host their home games, this new arena, but they're saying it's going to be basically top of the line. It's going to be 60,000 square feet. They said it'll have enough room for up to 3,500 people to check it out. Obviously, training facilities for them, team offices, balcony bars, and a broadcast studio, which is really cool because we don't have any of that in this tri-state area. The only place that has really cool stuff like this is in New York. So this is actually really exciting. Plus, this means when they have home games, you actually can go there and watch the games there, which means I get to go to Philadelphia in 2021 and say, I'm going to Philly to watch an Overwatch game, which something that you would have never heard, 10 years ago. I'm going to an arena to watch an esports game. I'm going to go watch a basketball game. I'm going to go watch a football game or a baseball game. Not I'm going to an arena to watch a video game being played. It's a really cool sign of the time, showing you that video games have been moving up there. And yes, I am aware that Overwatch is a toxic game because of stuff that's been happening, but the game itself is still fun. The esports Overwatch League has been entertaining if you've been paying attention to it. And despite a couple of hiccups, it's still pretty well. But I just wanted to bring up that announcement of the arena because, again, we don't get those in North America. You always hear about them overseas, but we don't get them here. So that's really cool. And I think I made one of our esports guy a little jealous because he wants one in his state. He's hoping there's one in Seattle next time. Hey, who knows, man? I'm just glad to see that they're recognizing they need to do this. And I'm not sure if it's something that Blizzard is saying, because I know they did say that they're requiring some stuff from home teams now. So maybe this is one of the reasons why they're getting their own dedicated arena. But it's still pretty cool nonetheless. And I was going to talk about the Windows 10. You know what? I'm going to do it. Why not? So
Yeah,
a couple days.
I have no idea what you're talking about, and I assume this came in the latest update that rebooted my PC the other day.
So I'm not sure if it's available for you or not. There is a new update out, but this is for those who are part of the Windows Insider team. Basically, you can elect to download test builds of Windows 10, which I did. And with the new test builds, you get access to a new Windows 10 game bar. Now, I've been using this game bar for about a week now, and I think it's actually really cool. It pretty much takes the existing game bar and adds a bunch of different abilities or functionality to it. So if I go to the Windows key and G to bring it up, I get a couple of different options now. They have the Xbox social bar where you get to chat with your friend built in, which is really cool. So I can see everybody's online and they can talk to me directly with the Xbox Live service. They fixed those issues, which was something they were trying to do in the past. It also gives you a dedicated capturing center so I can record gameplay or stream directly to Mixer from my PC. Now, it was something you could do before, but this has streamlined the process. And the encoding is a lot better. It doesn't take as much system resources as it did in the past. There's also a performance metric bar now that you can pin to your desktop, and it will show you how much CPU, how much RAM, and how much GPU you're using, which is really nice because in order for you to see something like that, Windows doesn't have a built-in metrics outside of the performance monitor. And normally you'd have to install something to do this. This, you can go into the game bar, move it around the screen, pin it, and when you close the game bar, it stays there, which I really like a lot. They also have the ability to show you the captures that you've captured in game, or not just game. You can use it for anything. So you can actually capture screen stuff or whatnot. It works really cool. I haven't ran into any issues so far. And like I said, the encodes are beautiful. I was able to capture 120 frames per second gameplay, which is really nice. It's just really nice. I'm glad to see that Windows or Microsoft is seeing that people have wanting a better option for streaming their games and recording their games, and this is the first step. This is also part of their initiative to make gaming on Windows, I'm doing air quotes, better than it has been in the past. And I think the new game bar is a really nice step in the right direction. I don't think you can download it because I don't think you're in the Insider program unless you opt in. And the easy way to find out if you are is if you go to the Windows Store and search for Game Bar. If you can find it, then you can do it. But I don't think anybody outside of Insiders can get it just yet. It's not going to be available, they said, for another couple of months. They still want to get all the bugs out of it. But so far, I'm very impressed with what I have here. Basically, if you were using like OBS to stream to Mixer, or if you were just using OBS or XSplit to record your gameplay, you don't have to with this. This will replace both of those if you're just doing nothing but recording gameplay. The downside is it doesn't take advantage of any kind of GPU encoding. So OBS uses the NVIDIA NVENC codec or AMD's codec. This doesn't do that just yet. I asked them if that's something they're going to do down the road, and they said they haven't decided as of yet. But again, this is promising for what it is. So I'm glad to see that they're finally realizing that we want a better solution with the game bar. And this is so much better than their previous exceptions of it.
Yeah, I actually just brought mine up while you were talking, and mine has none of those features. So yeah. I didn't get it.
Yeah, same.
Well, you can, if you don't mind getting test builds, then you can sign up for Insider. They will accept you within a couple of minutes. I think it's like it'll make you install the update and then you have it. So far, this version of Windows has been stable. I did complain yesterday that it was missing the ability to change your speakers from the hot swap toggle on your speaker icon, but they put an update out last night that fixed that. So I have no issues with this, and like I said, you guys know I work in IT, so I need a machine that's stable, and this has been good so far. I've had no issues. Everything's working like I need it to. I can even tell it to record my screen right now, and it'll record it. So I am very impressed with this. And Microsoft is listening. They are looking for feedback for this. So if you don't mind installing test builds on your machine, give it a try.
If I had a spare machine that I didn't care, could possibly get bricked, I'd say yes, but
Well, you can always back up your machine. Just tell Windows to back it up, and then if you don't like it, to restore the backup.
Yeah, but it requires pushing buttons and clicking mouse buttons, and
Oh, jeez.
so hard.
IT is hard. I'm sorry. Oh, real quick. I'm sorry. Real quick before we go into, I think we're going to our main topic list. You guys have nothing else you want to talk about?
I had a great segue. You just ruined it.
But I just wanted to put out there. There was something that for those who actually stream on Mixer or watch content on Mixer or have an Xbox One, Mixer is doing a presentation tomorrow for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And if you go to mixer.com/EA, you can follow that stream, and they are doing a Mixer pot tomorrow. And for those who don't know what that is, doing certain special live streams, they will give you free stuff like avatars and games, whatnot. And if you follow this and watch the stream tomorrow, I think they're giving out free copies. God, what game is it? My brain is not working now. Knights of the Old Republic, backwards compatible for Xbox One.
Ooh.
So it's free. It's a free game. You just gotta follow. Yeah, you just gotta follow them. So I put that out there at mixer.com/EA for tomorrow, because they will be showing off Jedi Fallen Order. And I do think we're going to get some gameplay. And why am I excited about that?
I'm excited too.
But now I gotta try and find another segue. Thanks, Keith. So let's try this. Speaking of Mixer, no wait, that doesn't work. I got some new socks in the mail today, and they're actually really comfortable. You know what else is comfortable? Stroking your own ego by cheating at video games. Bam, saved.
Oh God, he said stroking.
I did.
Reminds me of that old song. I'm stroking. You ever hear that song? No.
Nope. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna put it as the ending song for this podcast. There you go. And then you'll definitely hear it.
All right. So essentially, there's another hot topic going around, and it's basically having to deal with cheating in video games and whether or not cheating ruins the gaming experience and makes you a weaker gamer. Now, there's several cases to be made for this, but you know what, Keith? You and I have been talking for a while. Diego, let's start with you. The poor guy hasn't had anything to say since the Jedi story, so give us your take on what this means to the gaming community.
First of all, Keith, your audio is me and Josh are showing up on your mic. We're kind of it's repeating.
Is it right now?
A little bit.
I wonder what that is.
It's fine. You're good. Anyway, cheating. Yeah, the term weaker gamer, I don't like that. I think the idea that some gamers are like stronger than others depending on whether or not they cheat is just ridiculous. It's doing it again, Keith, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know why that's doing it. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna just put myself on mute. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. Cheating in multiplayer games, don't do it, Keith. Okay, he's gone. Cheating in multiplayer games, don't do that. Yeah, don't cheat in multiplayer games. Like, I play a lot of Rainbow Six Siege, and anytime I see a cheater in that game, it just infuriates me. But in single player games, I don't really think you can tell somebody how to experience a single player game. Like, if they want to cheat, they can cheat. That's fine. I don't really care. It doesn't affect my experience. I personally won't use cheat codes because I want to persevere through challenges and I want to play the game as a developer intended. But if somebody wants to use cheats to get through a game, that's totally fine with me. I mean, I see nothing wrong with it. I don't think it ruins the experience.
Yeah, I would actually agree with that. You know, a lot of people don't understand like the essence of cheating, where it actually came from. Basically, back in the old days, and here I'm going to show my age here, they actually put in specific codes into games during development so that developers can go in and actually test things. That's why things like in FPS like God mode existed. So, you know, developers can go in without dying into their own creations to test out how certain weapons worked and certain, you know, environment interactions worked, all that good stuff. And then, of course, you know, developers thought it was fun to leave those back doors in the game and then have players access them via putting in a code, or just simply just having the code there to begin with and having players discover it. And thus, cheating began. So fast forward to 2019, and cheating has involved I'm sorry, has evolved into kind of a more, well, a broad spectrum, because it's no longer about putting in a code. It's about creative use of game mechanics, as they say. Like one of the most infamous, I guess, instances of that was way back in World of Warcraft at Wrath of the Lich King, when they're on the Lich King fight. And I think it was rogues, they were using Serenite bombs that you could actually craft. And it caused a glitch in one of the phases where the outer ring of the platform is supposed to disappear. And a Valkyrie was going to come down and pick up a random person in your raid and drop them off the edge. Well, if that platform reappeared, well, the Valkyrie just dropped him on the platform. He didn't fall off the edge and die. So it completely cheesed the encounter. And because Blizzard was not aware of their own glitch, because it never showed up in testing, they called it cheating, and not only took away the world first kill of that guild, but they banned everyone that was a part of that raid, I think for like a week or something like that, or some ungodly amount of punishment. But that's essentially like a one of the most famous instances of cheating getting caught, when it was actually the developer's fault for not properly testing their actual game. And people are starting to do that more and more and more in whatever game it is. Like you mentioned Rainbow Six, or, it could be like Overwatch, or, any other competitive game. And when esports is getting to the point it is now, cheating is now under a more focused microscope now than it was ever. Hell, even Hearthstone. Some people were actually just kicked out of the Hearthstone World Tour for actually win trading, or basically having advanced knowledge of decks. It's kind of funny that you actually have to cheat to get ahead. And when there's so much on the line and so much at stake now, when you're playing a video game, cheating has a whole new meaning, all because of the esports world. And I think that's where a lot of this discussion is also happening, because does it make you a weaker gamer? Because now you're on a platform, especially with things like Twitch and Mixer and YouTube and all this sort of stuff you can broadcast on. It basically sends that message out there that you're not as good as you say you are. You can't beat a game, or you can't get a world record, or you can't do anything without, cheating at the game. And that's basically the hot topic. I mean, if you're in the confines of your home, if it's single player and you want to cheat just to get through the game, maybe blow off some steam, have some fun, as Diego said, I think that's perfectly fine. But if you're going to do that in a public environment where you have many eyes watching you, especially if there's like a prize on the line or something like that, don't do it. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. Keith, you're back. You're no longer echoing. What's your take on all this? Feel free to talk. Okay, so maybe he super muted himself.
No, I didn't mute myself. I wanted to make sure everything was good, so I had my headset too loud. I'm sorry. I did want to talk about this only because I wanted to go backwards as to why exactly this occurred. So there was a gentleman from PC Gamer who basically wrote an article saying he cheated through Sekiro using a mod. And then immediately after saying he did that, he got ridiculed because people were saying the game was too tough. You couldn't beat the game without using the cheat, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the thing that really ticked me off about that is people started using this really obnoxious meme, and even developers and PR companies got involved with that, which I thought was really stupid. And the fact of the matter is, nobody has a right to tell another person how to play a game. Unless it's an online game that's affecting other people, whoever does whatever should be able to do what they want. I purchased the game, I got the game was given to me, it doesn't make a difference. If I want to cheat, or if I want to play a game differently than you, that's my given right. And I think a lot of people they're making fun of this guy or being complete asses. And I think a lot of people forget their roots in gaming. As you mentioned, a lot of cheats were built into the game. A lot of people that are ridiculing this guy probably have used or heard of the Konami code, which is used in various websites, and people can recite that by just, up, down, down, left, right, BA start. Who hasn't heard of that? Or IDD, QD. Come on. Cheating is synonymous with gaming. It always has been. Game Shark, Game Genie, Action Replay, and even going further, online guides. Because You didn't find out that information for yourself. You looked it up because somebody else did it for you. So did you just cheapen your experience because you didn't find out that secret door, or you didn't find out how to beat that boss, or you didn't find out how to get that really cool weapon? I guess you cheated yourself, huh? But people will come back and say, no, that's not cheating. That's just looking for information that you didn't find, that you didn't discover, that you didn't do by yourself. So did you cheat in your experience of that game? You know, I've been sitting here all week ready to just blast people about this because it's stupid. The dude wanted to beat the game. Let the dude play the game the way the guy wants to play the game. It's as simple as that. And that's it. You know, you don't like it? Don't cheat. Don't use a cheat code. Don't look at an online magazine and tell you how to do something. You don't ask your friend how to beat this boss. Do it your damn self, because unless you play a game from start to finish using nothing but your God-given wits and your skill without asking for any help, without looking online for something, you are in fact cheapening your experience and you're cheating. That's my take on it.
Exactly. And you know, there's also like evidence in like speedrunning too. Like I forgot who it was, but someone got caught like video splicing footage together to claim he got like a personal best or like a world record in Super Mario 64. And you know, people who dissected the video actually found the exact frames that he spliced the video on, and he got called out for cheating on his PB, and basically had to take his video down and revoke his claim to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like what you said. If it's in the confines of your home, if it's you playing a game, you bought it, you own a copy of it, you can play it any way you want to. If it's for contest, if it's for a record, it's for a prize, if it's just to stream, unless you're blatantly stating that you're going to be doing this to show off a glitch or something like that, don't do it, because that just hurts the community as a whole.
And the thing that really aggravates me, and like I said, this has been in the back of my mind ever since that meme, people started complaining about this, came out, is everybody has cheated one time or another. Everybody has cheated in the game. Everybody. But yet, everybody's acting like, oh, that's such a bad thing. You should never do that. Really? We're really that petty? We have nothing to complain about? You know, you can't go talk about the toxic assholes who are online harassing people. You want to clown somebody because they use a cheat.
Yeah, and I think cheating has become such a dirty word nowadays because gamers are so concerned with their gamer cred or whatever. I think it's correlated with the rise of like competitive gaming and multiplayer gaming. Because again, I play Rainbow Six a lot, and I used to play a lot of Overwatch, and I played a lot of ranked. And people are very judgmental of your elo in those games.
And not even that. And not even that game. You know, there's been countless games. I don't know how many times back when I used to play Unreal Tournament, somebody would say, oh, you're hacking. You're using a cheat. No, dude, I'm just better than you. It's just that simple. I'm better than you are. I'm not using the cheat. I know how to play the game.
Yeah, people get really defensive whenever it comes to their gamer status and how good they are, which sounds ridiculous. But that started to bleed into single-player games too, where it's like, oh, if you used a mod to beat Sekiro, then you're not a real gamer. Like, you didn't really beat that game. When that doesn't really matter. It's a single player game. They can experience it however they want to.
Exactly. 100% exactly. And I'm willing to challenge anybody who's played Sekiro and said, you didn't play this game and didn't look up one damn thing, or you were never tempted to cheat. Trust me, there are trainers out there for PC games for a specific reason. People don't want to go through all the hassle, and there's another way around it. Now,
and even if they went through the game without using any guides and they just played it in an isolated room in one run without any assistance or guides or help, that doesn't give them any right to criticize somebody else for using a guide or cheating.
Exactly. But yet,
because you know,
people think they should do it.
Some people actually enjoy sitting down and tearing a game apart and then writing a guide for it, because the whole reason why people write guides is to help other gamers out who may actually not have the patience or the time to sit down and, you know, pick a game apart and figure out everything for themselves. And those guides exist to help other players. So, I mean, if they're there to help other players, why would you be called a cheater for using a guide? I mean, if you didn't want people to, cheat by using a guide, then don't make a guide.
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, people probably don't associate gaming guides with playing the game cheaply or cheating, but you are still ruining the experience. If I'm playing an action adventure game and I hear about this really cool weapon that kills enemies in one hit, and there's a guide out there and tell me how to do it, wouldn't you think that, hey, this sounds cool. Hey, this is going to help me beat the game a lot easier. I'm going to go look for this weapon. And that's exactly where gamer guides come from. I mean, take the Division 2. There are guides on how to find these hidden hunters that if you didn't look at some of these guides, you would never figure out how to get to these hidden guys or the hidden areas. So by using these guides, am I ruining my experience? To me, no. I would have never known about this. You show me something that makes me 100% more interested in the game. Like, oh my God, there's a boss that I haven't found that I can go fight. Or, oh my God, there's a hidden location in the game that nobody's ever seen and I want to go check it out. I mean, Josh, it's just like World of Warcraft back in the day with the upside down sinners. Remember all that speculation that made people want to go to that instance and see if there was an upside down version of Karazhan? Remember that?
Yeah, and actually Blizzard built off of that, and it's actually in the game now.
So it's amazing, cheating or cheapening experience that one person might think isn't the same thing that another person would think. And as you saw with the whole Karazhan thing, it worked out for a positive experience. The Konami code to get 30 men in Kandra helped a lot of people beat Kandra, and Gradius and Super C and a bunch of other different Contra games. Though there was one Konami game that they screwed you over. If you put the code in, it blew up your shit. Gradius. They did that in Gradius. They did a different variation of the code. And if you did the original one, it blew up your ship.
That's beautiful.
And at the end of the day, video games are a personal experience, especially single player games. And who are any of us to dictate how somebody goes through that personal experience? Like, I've been playing Baba Is You, phenomenal puzzle game on the Switch and PC. Also a very difficult puzzle game. But I refuse to use a guide. I will not look up any solutions or even a hint to any of these puzzles. But I've been stuck on some of these puzzles for a while. And if somebody else were in my situation and they decided, okay, I'm just going to look up the solution to this puzzle, that's on them. That's totally their decision. It all comes down to how you choose to interact with these games.
Yeah, another example I can give you is a Final Fantasy game. Like, I've gone through and beaten Final Fantasy games from beginning to end, and then sometimes I want to go back and I want to do a 100% run of the game. Do you think I'm actually going to take the time to sit there after I've beaten the game to look through every single map, every single treasure chest, every single piece of furniture that could be interactable, every single NPC, and try and find everything in the game? No, I'm going to use a guide and go step by step from someone who's already done it.
Exactly.
And it ties back into the whole accessibility debate we were having last week. Like, if somebody needs cheats to get through a game, then let them use cheats.
It's not bothering you. It's not destroying your experience. You're not the one playing the game, so give it up. And if some guy wants to write about how I use the cheat, you know what? Maybe he was going for that whole spark of controversy, get people to come to my site and read my story and make fun of me, because you just gave that site a crap ton of traffic, and I guess maybe that was what it was for the shock factor, and it worked. You went to the site and people were talking about it. Ta-da!
Well, if that's the case, be right back. Writing an article that says playing games fairly makes you a weak gamer, and let's see what happens to our site.
Front page of Reddit.
Oh my God. Yeah, you should do that. You should say, I'm using cheats to play Dark Souls, or I'm using cheats. What's a really popular game right now?
Sekiro.
Well, we've already got
work for them, right?
I mean, I'm willing to bet you that if you go on Twitch or YouTube or Mixer, there's somebody streaming Sekiro using the codes or using cheats right now.
Oh, let's just
and
make
who the hell
Fortnite
cares?
the example. Everyone still likes Fortnite, right?
Yes, unfortunately. Fortnite will never die.
God damn it.
Sorry.
Will someone please come along and kill Fortnite.
We thought Apex Legends would do it, but no, Fortnite took it back.
Came close
Sorry.
though. Came close.
It came close. I think though. Well, it's kind of funny because Fortnite was like so scared of, or Epic Games was so afraid of Apex Legends that they started copying stuff from Apex Legends now. It's like, oh, Epic, you do that so well, don't you? First you took from PUBG, now you're taking from Apex Legends.
Well, I mean, everything is a copy of a copy, isn't it?
Except for me,
They're
I'm
just-
original.
They're just building off of each other's innovations. Like I feel like the respawn system in Apex really did leave its mark on the battle royale genre.
It's true.
and every other future entry in this genre is going to consider that.
Especially the ping system. Yes.
I don't know that Fortnite's. I mean, it is copying. I mean, in the literal sense of the word, it's taking the system from Apex and putting it in Fortnite. But I feel like other battle royale games are going to do that too. Like it's just how the genre is. Like our modern day console shooters copying Halo because they use the twin stick control scheme, or is that just the natural evolution of the genre? But that's a whole nother debate.
That is actually a good debate. That is a very good debate.
Stay tuned for Spectator Mode episode 9. We think we have our topic.
That is a really good one. Yeah, damn that. Yes, we have to look that up. We have to. Anywho, my wife just dropped down some delicious Chick-fil-A that I must eat. Thank you, wife.
It's all about the Chick-fil-A, man. So let's not keep a man away from his chicken.
Oh, wait a second. If there's something else that you guys want to talk about real quick, I have no problems with letting that stuff sit there. I like to talk about games and stuff.
Video games are cool.
They are amazingly cool. And when I get done talking and eating, I'm going to play some more.
Well, honestly, actually, I have nothing. I was actually going to gush about, WoW 8.2, but you led me into that discussion, Keith. So
I did. I so sorry. Actually, no, I'm not. Sorry.
I know you're
sorry,
not. You
sorry.
never are.
No, I was gonna say no. You're right. You're absolutely right. I am not sorry. I was gonna say what games you guys are looking forward to, but we already talked about that. There's only so many times you can actually ask that question.
I think we should ask it like once a month because
Yes.
until the games come out, especially like Mortal Kombat 11, which comes out on the 23rd, you're gonna ask that.
Mortal Kombat 11. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, especially with the new Katana trailer.
Go ahead and gush.
Deborah too.
Go ahead and gush.
All right, so yes, Kitana is. Well, we knew that she was in the game. We've known that for a few days now, but they finally came out with the gameplay trailer, and honestly, she looks a lot like her MKX. She does actually has some nice little mix-ups. She has a couple of cool new moves. I don't know about you, but I was actually not impressed with her fatal blow. Like a lot of the fatal blows I've seen were just like very cringy. You just like went, oh, when you saw them,
Most of
I
them
didn't
were
get
like
that from Katana because it was just so predictable. Basically she just throws her fans into you, but they're not like expanded. They're just like, crunched up like daggers. And she does like a couple of stomps and, jams it through your body and all that stuff. Like I was expecting like a fan to go into the body and just like expand there and just like slice something off, or something like that, something really cool. Or maybe, she brought back her old square wave punch or no, that was Sonya Blade. What the hell does she have? Maybe like a fan lift into like, I don't know.
Yeah, the fan lift.
Yeah, fan lift into a couple slams. Like she lifts you up with the fan and like breaks your fucking neck by turning you upside down or something. Something cool like that. But I was really disappointed. And a fatality, oh, it's like, oh.
Let's be honest,
That's
Josh.
so expected.
Most of the fatalities in this game were disappointing.
I won't say that. I was impressed with a good number of them, but this one just didn't have the same shock value as some of the other fatalities. It's like, all right, she cuts you in 3 pieces with her fan, and she throws one of her unexpanded fans through your head to finish it off. Okay. I was expecting something better. Hell, her old MK2 fatality where she like cut you in half, or maybe that was MK3, I forget, was actually more impressive than her MK11 fatality.
But at least we finally get to see her. I mean, they showed her off a couple of days ago in a commercial, a TV spot, and I complained that there was no gameplay of her whatsoever. Now we got some gameplay.
Yeah,
Still
and
a little sketchy we don't have Melina.
I didn't see the full stream, so I didn't really catch what Devora was about. But apparently, in the Katana highlight video, you basically finished off Devora, but she turned into an insect.
Yeah. She basically shed her skin and turned into an insect with flying around. You can still fight as an insect. It's interesting to say the least. She did not have that in Mortal Kombat X, did she?
No. And when I saw that, it's like, oh, you have to basically, she's done. Her life bar is gone, but she's an insect now, and she takes like a couple more hits. That actually reminded me of a nice little nod back to Mortal Kombat 3 of the Mercy system, where if it's round 3, in order to perform an animality, you had to show mercy on the opponent and give them their life back, but just a little bit. Like one hit would take them out. That's kind of what it felt like with Devora going into like her insect form after she shed her skin, so that she had that one little bit of life left that you had to squeeze out of her. And it just reminded me of the whole mercy system from MK3.
The Mortal Kombat comes out 23rd, right?
Yeah, 23rd.
Yeah, so we've got another week and a half.
11 days.
It comes out right when I go on vacation.
Isn't that convenient?
Well, so does Days Gone, and so does Avengers Endgame.
Sounds like your vacation's gonna be days gone spent playing those games. See what I did there?
I think I'm gonna have to put in an extra day. Like, yeah, I don't think I want to come back to work at all just yet. I'm really thinking about that, especially after today. God damn it.
But be honest, isn't that any of us at the end of a vacation? We just don't want to go back to work at all?
No. Because there's a difference when you have kids, because sometimes you're like, I can't wait to get the hell away from you. I need to go back to work.
It's like, what's worse, IT or my kids?
I need to go back to work. You guys are driving me up the wall, and I need to get away from you guys. I need to go to work. And that has happened a lot. And if you ask a lot of people that have kids, they will tell you, yeah, I need a vacation for my kids. Sometimes going on vacation with your kids is like, damn it, why did I do that? Yeah. But I just know that from a friend. He told me.
Gotcha. So how about you, Diego? Anything you're looking forward to?
Dreams is out in 4 days, and I am counting every minute.
What are you going to make in Dreams?
I don't know. I've been just kicking around a lot of ideas. I think the first thing I'm going to try to make, I've been thinking about this for a while, just to see how complex the tool set is. I want to try recreating the opening of Metal Gear Solid.
Really?
See how far I can get with that. Because I feel like that's complex, but it's also kind of simple. Because if you think about the opening of Metal Gear Solid, it's just kind of like 4 boxes, and then Snake kind of works his way in between that opening area to get to the elevator. But I've been looking through some other things, because the stuff people did with the beta alone,
yeah, I know,
is insane.
They did some amazing stuff. They really did.
And Little Big Planet, people really just went all out with that tool set, which is only for platformers. But I've seen people make first-person shooters.
Yep.
By bending those rules somehow, and now they're getting a fully fledged tool set to create things. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so cool.
It seems like it's a little intimidating, to be honest with you, because of just how vast the creation system is. At least maybe someone like me, it's just like, wow.
Yeah, me too, because I didn't create it all in LVP. But with Dreams, just the stuff that people are making has inspired me to try that out. I'm still primarily going to play other creations, but I'm going to try my hand at making some things.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it, but it definitely does look amazing. So we'll look forward to see what you're gonna make in it.
Yeah, that's actually another cool topic we could talk about for another podcast. Is the growing popularity of user-created content games,
such as
Mario Maker 2.
Mario Maker, the bootleg Mega Man Maker.
Why do you call it bootleg?
Big Planet? Because it's not officially from Capcom.
I wouldn't call it bootleg though, because Capcom has at least acknowledged its existence. They haven't shut it down.
True.
Unlike Nintendo.
Yeah, then obviously Little Big Planet, and what was the one that Microsoft came out with? Was it like
Project
Spear
Spark.
Or Spark? There we go. And they began with an S.
Conquer died for that.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's like some of the most interesting content that's out there. You basically just make a tool set for gamers to use, and you just watch the community grow, and you just get to play through user created content. You get to see other people's vision of a popular game or something, or what their idea of an FPS is, or the idea of a platformer is. And it's actually interesting stuff. And it provides, well, depending on how much interest is held in the game, it could provide like infinite content for a title.
Infinite possibilities.
Yeah, and Dreams is I feel is the most in-depth tool set out of any of those games.
I need somebody to
games,
make.
but it's
I
also
need
films and
somebody to
movies.
recreate nights in Dreams.
Because there's nights into Dreams.
Well, because nights into Dreams.
Somebody
You
will
ain't gonna
do
know
that.
what I'm
That's
talking
gonna
about.
happen. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know.
But
I know.
I've seen like because you can create with groups in Dreams, like in Little Big Planet, and I've seen some people with some pretty ambitious ideas. Like I've seen a group that's looking to create a fully fledged sequel to PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale, but in Dreams.
Hmm.
And that's gonna take a while, but man, people are looking to create whole games in Dreams, and that's more than Little Big Planet ever did, because that's just like some levels. You could link them together in later games, but Dreams you can make a full like open world RPG if you wanted to by just using the level link feature, because it like streams the levels in the background.
It definitely is going to be interesting to see a lot of stuff people come out with. Like you said,
a year from now, I'm really excited to see what is out on Dreams. I wouldn't be surprised if like people form their own studios within Dreams, and then we see Twitter campaigns where it's like they're dropping trailers and release dates.
Campaigns, to say, hey, I've done this. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, when we have like game engines like Unity, which claim that you don't need coding, but obviously if you do know it, you can use the engine a little bit better to suit your needs. Giving someone an actual piece of software or a video game which basically gives you your own game engine in a more easy to use fashion, could basically spark exactly what you said, people creating their own dev studios based around this software. And
not even just games, because like I've seen short films that came out of the Dreams beta and like albums.
Damn. Now you talked me into trying to get this software.
You might as well.
It really is that. It's software. It's not, because there are games you can play within it, but primarily it is a game creation software.
Yeah,
people are really sleeping on this game. Like they're not giving it enough credit. They're just writing it off as another Little Big Planet, which it's much more than that. And I feel like 6 months from now, when that game actually launches sometime this fall, people are going to realize. I think it'll be the Game of the Year nominee.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking it up right now.
Don't do it. You're going to get hooked.
Too late. The claw's already sunk in.
All right. I think we're done then. Josh is not coming back. We are now done. Oh, let me say one more thing. The Xbox One Phantom white controller is one sexy controller.
Did you get it?
I picked it up a couple of days ago. Yes.
Oh, I wanted one so bad.
It is
my Xbox enough.
It is beautiful. I've been on a controller collecting spree the last couple of months. I feel bad because I actually had the which controller was that? Sea of Thieves controller, and I sold it. And I'm kicking myself because I didn't. I sold it for like $100, so I made money off of it. But it was like, damn, why did I do that? But I've got the Phantom Black, the Phantom White, the sports controller, the sports red controller, the Elite, and the what's the other one? The Shadow Tech. The Shadow Tech was the blue one. Tech something. But yeah. And I've also got a couple special PlayStation 4 controllers. But yeah, I really like the Phantom White. I don't think I'm ever going to take it out the box.
That is a clean controller.
Yeah, it is.
Such a looker.
And I didn't think I'd be a fan of the whole translucent look because I think of the old school water guns that were translucent like that. But it looks, you know what I'm talking about, but it looks pretty cool. It does look cool. You can buy them now at Microsoft stores. There's one about 20 minutes away from me, so I went there and picked it up. Otherwise, I think they'll be in stores on the 16th or maybe sooner.
Yeah, I'm so tempted.
I really like the GameStop exclusive one that was black, white, and gold, and then that's also why for my PS4 controller,
I still want that controller. The Xbox One, Snow something.
Yeah, I forgot what it was, but I also got for PS4 the complete gold and one with the black touchpad and buttons. That one also looks pretty swag.
The only problem with the one that you just mentioned previously is you can't find it anywhere other than pre-owned.
eBay
Yeah,
or
no,
pre-owned. Yeah.
no, I'm not doing eBay. No.
No.
The Lunar White. The Lunar White. Was it the
There you
Lunar
go.
White? Yeah. Yeah, the Lunar White. The gold D-pad, yeah. I still want that one. Let me just check eBay. I know.
Uh-huh. Now the
No.
claws are slinking to you, my friend.
No. I just want to see the pricing because I know the pricing is probably out of this world. Let me see.
$10 if you find something that's affordable and he's going to buy it.
129, 165, 118.
See? Cheap.
This one's going up for bids in 39 minutes at $90. 0 bids. Yeah, I wonder why. There's one. $33 pre-owned. No, thank you. It's got scratches and it's got gunk over it. Why would you put that on sale looking the way it is?
Because eBay.
For a controller.
Probably not even get the controller. You're probably going to get like a rock and set up a box and that's it.
Don't say that. The good thing about
Exactly.
eBay is they protect their buyers. They really do. So if you try to screw somebody over, they will get your money back.
Oh, yes. I know that for a fact. My last job dealt specifically with eBay and I've had to put many, many claims in.
Yeah, everybody is selling that controller on eBay for like $100+. So there goes my dream of ever getting that controller for cheap. I really should have picked it up when it was on sale. And if anybody has one that wants to sell it cheap, I'll buy it. It has to look good though.
Yeah. Obviously. But
No
this
scratches.
outro's
no
dragging
food
on.
stuck in it.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, my Chick-fil-A says I need to go now. So, sir, please
All right,
take us
guys.
out of here.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you once again for joining us for another edition of Spectator Mode. Be sure to check us out over on the Twitter at Spectator_mode. Or, of course, you can basically check us out on YouTube at the Outerhaven Productions or just search Spectator Mode on YouTube. You should be able to find us there.
Yep.
And, of course, visit our website, theouterhaven.net, for all the latest news and information on the worlds of gaming, anime, technology, and other things geek culture. For Keith Mitchell and Diego Perez, I am JJ Piedra saying Godspeed to all you out there in Radio Land. Peace.